This is a summary of the Huberman Lab podcast on caffeine. What are the benefits of caffeine? It's an incredible performance-enhancing compound. It improves reaction time, accuracy, memory retrieval, stimulates memory and learning. It also improves mood and well-being, and as long as you don't drink too much caffeine that makes you anxious, it may have some antidepressive effects. There are 4 ways that caffeine works that we need to understand. Caffeine is a powerful reinforcing agent. It will increase the probability that we will engage in a certain activity or consume a certain food or beverage. So if we drink it right before working out, we are more likely to work out. If it's contained in a soda, we're more likely to drink that soda. 2, caffeine increases dopamine and acetylcholine, which improve our ability to think, modify our rule sets, adjust our strategies for social situations and mental demands and physical demands. 3, it increases number and efficiency of dopamine receptors in the reward pathway of the brain, which makes things that feel good feel even better. 4, it acts as an adenosine antagonist. Adenosine is what makes us feel sleepy, and it'll naturally build up throughout the day. Caffeine blocks those receptors so we don't feel the sleepiness. So a good dosage to start out with is 1 to 3 milligrams per kilogram of body weight. This is caffeine drinking in one sitting versus throughout the whole day. There are 2 things to keep in mind. 1 is your genetic disposition, and if you have any current stressors in your life before drinking caffeine. 2nd is if you're caffeine adapted. The first tool is delaying caffeine intake 90 to 120 minutes after waking up. This lets your body naturally clear out any adenosine from the night before so you don't have that afternoon crash later in the day. Tool 2 is ingesting 100 milligrams of theanine with your caffeine. This will offset any jitteriness that you might feel. You don't have to do it multiple times as it stays in your system and lasts throughout the day. Tool number 3, to increase the performance enhancing effects of caffeine, you would take it on an empty stomach, or you can abstain for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, up to 21 days, and you will have an increase in performance. For example, Andrew Huberman has a protocol where he ingests caffeine every other day to maximize those physical benefits. Tool number 4, avoid caffeine 12 hours before sleep. Even if you can fall asleep after drinking espresso, drinking caffeine will mess with the architecture of your sleep. The reason is caffeine has a quarter life of 12 hours. So if I ingest 100 milligrams of caffeine at 12 in the middle of the day and then go to bed at 12 at night, I'm still going to have 25 milligrams of caffeine in my system. So tool number 5 is ingesting caffeine 30 minutes after a learning bout for better memory. Research has shown that adrenaline after a learning bout will increase memory, and caffeine spikes adrenaline. Tool number 6 is the Nappuccino. By ingesting caffeine, you reduce the effectiveness of the nap in restoring those natural levels of alertness and focus. It also implies that you're ingesting caffeine later in the day, which affects the architecture of your sleep at night. Thank you for watching. If you consume caffeine, then please leave a like down below. Considering that 90% of the people in the world consume caffeine, it should be a latte.